Okay, now we are ready for Pause and Practice 1-2 in Word 2013, and we're on page 25 in the Word workbook, and we're going to customize some things in the letter that we wrote in Pause and Practice 1-1. So first thing I'm going to do is open Word, and I have it pinned to my taskbar down at the bottom. So that is open, and then I'm going to go down here where it says open other documents, and I can do that, or I can just go to the document that I had just done, which is Pause and Practice 1-1. So that should be right at the top of your recent column. If not, you can open other documents, but I'm going to assume that it's there. So I'm going to click that, and it opens the document that we were just working on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Save As, and this will allow me to save a copy of it under a different name. So that means that nothing will happen to this copy. I'll still have 1-1, just the way it is now, but then I'll be able to do other things to it under the new name. So there's a couple of ways to do that. You can go to File and then Save As, or you can just click on the F12 button at the top of your keyboard, and that opens the Save As dialog box. And I'm going to save it as 1-2. So I just click down here next to it, and my cursor is flashing right next to the 1, and I'm going to backspace and change that to a 2, and then click on Save. And now I already had a 1-2 because I had named it wrong in the first video. So what I'm going to do is replace the existing 1-2 file. So I just click OK, and you can see up here at the top BC PPW 1-2. So now I can make some changes to this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open another document. So why don't you pause the video for a moment and open your 1-1, and then do Save As and make a copy of it and save it as 1-2, and then come back to the video. Okay, now what we are going to do is open another document. So we go to File, Open, and it's not a recent document. This is a different one. So click on Computer and Browse, and you're going to go to Find Your Z drive, like we did in the first video. Find that, and then click on Word, Chapter 1, and in the Student Data Files. All right, in the Student Data Files, we are going to look for the document that is named Disclosure Statement -01. So here it is. They're in alphabetical order, you can see. So it's the second one. So double click on it, and that opens. And then it has a warning, Protected View. Be careful. Files from the internet can cause viruses. Unless you need to edit, it's safer to stay in protected mode, or protected view. Well, you can't stay in protected view because you need to work on this document. So you click on Enable Editing, and you can see that if I go like this, here is my Pause and Practice 1-2, but then I also have this other document open, Disclosure Statement 01. And what we are going to do with this is we are going to copy it and then put it in the other document. So we are on, don't worry about any spelling or grammar errors yet. We are on step 4 on page 25. In the Disclosure Statement 01 document, copy both paragraphs of text to the clipboard. So we're in the document, so we just press Control A and you see everything is now highlighted in blue. That means it has been selected, and Control A just means Control All. And then we're going to do Control C, which is copy, or we can go up here to this little symbol, and where it's like two little documents, and that is the copy symbol. But just do, the other way you can do it is to right click on it with your mouse and click copy. Alright, so now it's copied, and it's on a clipboard, which is over here. You can see there's a little picture of a clipboard, except this is that document. So now we need to go to the other document. So hopefully you can see it, and you can just click on it. If not, you can go down to the bottom where the W is on your taskbar, and you can see any Word documents that are open down there. So this is the one we want. Alright, so now we're going to find the words best regards, which is down at the bottom right here. It's our complimentary close, and we're going to click to the left of it with the mouse, and then we're going to go up here to the clipboard launcher, which is this little arrow in the corner. Click on that, and that opens the clipboard pane here. And click on the drop down arrow to the right of the copied text. So you can see this is the text that you copied from the other document, and this is like a clipboard, like, you know, you have a clipboard that you keep papers and things on. So this is a digital one. So click on the arrow, and then we're going to select paste. Okay, and it pastes it just before the words best regards, because we clicked just before best regards. Alright, now we can close the clipboard pane by clicking on the X in the upper right corner. Alright, so now what we need to do is copy the formatting of the first paragraph to the two new paragraphs that we just inserted. So you're going to put your insertion point someplace in the first body paragraph of the letter, up here, the one that you typed in the previous lesson. So just click in there anywhere. Then go over here to the Format Painter, which is, it looks like a little paintbrush. If you hover on it, it will tell you that's what it is, a Format Painter. And click on that, and then go down to the paragraphs that you just inserted and select them by clicking and dragging your mouse across them all the way to the end of them. Right there. You could see the little paintbrush was there. And that copies, it's sort of like dipping into a can of paint. So you dipped into the can of paint, which was your first paragraph, and then with your paintbrush you painted the format onto the two new paragraphs. And you have to make sure that you include the paragraph mark at the end. So that's why we have Show Hide turned on. Alright, so now you should pause the video and go ahead and do these steps yourself. You can always refer back to the video if you need to, but go ahead and do them, and when you're finished copying and formatting the new paragraphs out of the other document, you can come back to the video. Alright, one thing that I forgot to have you do before was close the disclosure statement document that we had opened. So go back to that, and here it is, still highlighted, and just click on the X so that it's no longer open, and that way you won't accidentally do anything on it. We are now on page 26 on step 7. Copy text using the drag and drop method. So we're going to select the word disclosure in the first sentence of the third body paragraph. So 1, 2, 3, and we're finding the word disclosure right here, and select, we just drag across it. Sometimes that's called highlighting. And and then hold down the Control key and drag and drop the text between the words enclosed and statement. So we are going to drag them down to, we're going to drag it down here where it says enclosed statement. So we're copying it. So hold down the Control key and then drag that word down right here, and release your mouse and the Control key. All right, so now it is down here, and now we're going to move an entire paragraph, which is the third one that starts with make note and ends with require a permit. So we're going to select the entire paragraph by clicking and dragging across it, including the paragraph mark. And then we're going to click on the cut button, which is up here in the clipboard group, and it is the scissors. Or you can press Control X. X looks like a pair of scissors. All right, so we cut it. You see it has disappeared. And now we're going to put the insertion point at the beginning of the second body paragraph. So here's the first, here's the second. We're going to put our insertion point right there before the word if. And then you can do paste. You can do Control V, which is the keyboard shortcut for paste. Or you can right click with your mouse and click on paste. Except then you have to choose one of the paste options, so don't do that, just click on paste. All right, now you're going to insert and format a date. And before we do that, I just want you to notice this is the paragraph that used to be the third one, and now it's the second paragraph. All right, so we're going to insert and format a date. So in the last paragraph down here, we have the word date inside of brackets, and that's called a placeholder. So what you're going to do is highlight that, and then you're going to you are going to replace it with a date 1 week from today. So 1 week from today meaning whatever the date is up here on your date line that you did before. So that was February 12th. So for this one, we're going to put February 19th. February 19th, 2023. Need to get rid of that other bracket. All right. And then we're also going to highlight that in yellow. So select it. Go up here to your toolbar, and it's this one right here is the text highlight color. Click on the arrow and click on yellow. Now that is highlighted. All right, go ahead and pause the video now, and you can move your third body paragraph so that is the second one, and you can also replace the date placeholder with a date 1 week after the date at the top of your letter, and then highlight that date with yellow. Then come back and watch some more of the video. All right, now we are on step 10. Change the font and font size of the entire document. So you press Control A to select the entire document, and everything turns blue highlighting. And then you are going to click on the font drop down list button, and that is up here. It's sort of boxed off by itself. It says Calibri and then parentheses body. So we're going to click on the drop down list button, which is the little arrow, and it brings up a whole list of different fonts that we can use. And we're going to choose Cambria. So they're alphabetical, but there's a lot of them. So you scroll down until you find Cambria right here. And click on that. And then we are going to also, and you can see here it says Cambria, we're going to change the size of it to 12. The default font size is 11, but we want it to be 12. So we click on the down arrow and just go down to 12. You also can just type the letters or the numbers here, but it's easier to just go to 12. So it made everything just a tiny bit bigger. All right, now we're going to change some of the cases and spacing of selected text. So click over someplace in the white to deselect all the text. Now go back to the word subject here and select it by dragging across. Now we're going to click the Change Case button. So that is, we're still on the Home tab. Here's the font group, and the Change Case button is this one right here. It has a capital A and a lowercase a. So click on the arrow and just choose uppercase. And it changes it to all uppercase letters. Now we're going to select the entire subject line. So all of this. And click on the font launcher. And this is a launcher. Most of the groups have a launcher. So we click on that. And you can also press Control D to open the font launcher, the font dialog box, which is where we are now. So click on the Advanced tab right here, and then find the character spacing area here, and the spacing drop down list. So here's spacing. It says normal. We click on the drop down list and choose expanded, and then in the by we're going to click the up arrow here and keep clicking it until it goes to 1.5 point. And as you're doing that, you can see down here what is happening. So as I click the up arrow, the letters get farther apart. We don't want them 2 point though. We want it 1.5. So it's just making the letters farther apart. And then click OK to click on dialog box. And you can see that all these letters are much farther apart than any of the other letters in the document. Alright, so now pause the video and complete step 11, and then you can come back and continue with the video. Alright, so now we're on step 12, which is on page 27, and we're going to apply font styles to selected text. So the first thing we're going to do is in the last body paragraph here, we're going to find the email address ecavalli@phre.com, which is right here, and we're going to select it. Okay, and then change the font color. So the font color is right here next to the font highlight or the text highlight. But here's the font color. Click on the arrow to open the drop-down menu. And we're going to select dark blue in the standard colors. So here's standard colors. Dark blue is right here. And if you hover over it, it should say dark blue. Click that. Alright, so now the entire email address is dark blue. Now we're going to, we're not finished with it yet. So highlight it again. Not the period, because that's not part of the email address. Now we're also going to underline that. So that is over here. It's a U with a line under it. Or you could just press Control U. Alright, and that added a line underneath. Then we're going to, now you can click off of it. Now you're going to select the writer's name, Emma Cavalli, down here. Select that. And open the font dialog box. So font launcher. And in the effects area of the font tab, so click on the font tab, go down to effects, and check the small caps box. So that's right here. Alright, so here's how it looks right now. Click on the small caps, and it changes all of the letters to capital. And then click OK to close the box, and there it is. Now we're going to select the writer's title, Realtor Consultant. Realtor Consultant. And we're going to either click the italic button, which is this I that is slanted a little, or you can press Control I. And now we're going to select the company name, Placer Hills Real Estate. And we're going to bold that. And you see a mini toolbar also comes up when you do that. So you can just click the B here for bold, or you could do Control B for bold, or you could go up here to the regular toolbar and click the B for bold. And that's all we're going to do for now. So go ahead and turn off the video and complete the lesson. And when you're done, make sure that you save your document, because it does not automatically save. You can do that by pressing Control S, or you can click on this little icon at the top, or you can do File and Save.